1 through 5.
Oh, my 2. Like that was not.
What's your favorite kind of sex?
Oh, consensual.
Oh yeah.
I mean, really, no, yeah, you should both agree to the sex that you're having.
I mean, let's just for the sake of the sex that you're having is consensual. What's your favorite type of sex?
My favorite type of sex is the kind where you're fulfilling the other person's fantasy. So I like doing that like that. I think that's just fun.
Oh, it's such a Christian answer.
It is. It really like
such a godly woman.
Yeah, it's like my fantasy is fulfilling your fantasy.
I like that.
Yeah, like it's. I mean, because when you set your fantasy, I don't know, for myself, for my fantasies that I have set to accomplish, I don't know, like it's hard. Like there's so many. I'm a Virgo. There's so many things in line that have to fall in place for that fantasy to happen, for it to reach its fantasy goal. That.
What on like the percentage of times that you have sex, or all the times you have sex, what percentage do you think that you fulfill that fantasy?
On my end?
Yeah.
Oh,
that you have your favorite kind of sex.
Oh, that's
like 5% of the time, 50% of the time, 100% of the time. When you have sexual encounters, what's the percentage of your favorite kind of sex that you have?
Oh, in that case, I would say like 90% of the time.
Oh, good.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like that number is not like that for a lot of people.
No, they may have
sex, but it's like kind of like just to come or
just to go through the emotions. Yeah. Oh no, I don't even understand why you would engage in that.
Yeah. Probably I don't know because people have a lot of self-esteem issues.
Well, I was just thinking, our topic today is like talking about goals, and I was just thinking that I was like, sometimes you set a goal for like how many people you're gonna sleep with.
For your whole.
Yes. Well, whole goal. I don't know if you're following that. It's a trending topic for 2020. Is like # whole goals. So do that, but do that cautiously because it will not be work appropriate. That's for sure.
Oh my goodness.
What about you?
What about me?
Your favorite?
My favorite kind of sex is pretty much when like they just come in and like bring like a pizza and just throw a bunch of money at me and leave.
Oh, yeah, that sounds.
I would say that happens probably like 1%. That's how I ever.
So it has happened.
It has happened. Well, it was like lasagna. Someone brought me lasagna and just threw some money. I'm like, here you go. I'm like, all right, bye.
That works.
Oh my god, this is so great. It's like favorite kind of sex. Can you just pay for everything and leave? I'm just kidding. I don't favorite kind of sex. I'm very much more of like the chemistry like between whoever it is. You know, because I know a lot of people that are like hard tops or hard bottoms or like I'm only into oral or like I don't do anal or things like that. And I'm pretty organic. Like I feel like just depending on the vibes of the person I'm with, like I think that I kind of like match with that as if like we're vibing.
Yeah.
And I'll do like either or anything. Like I'm pretty open, I would say. And I think like that's to me that's how good sex happens is organically.
Yeah, I agree with that. I prefer and enjoy organic encounters, or sometimes not well, I guess virgin. I love saying virginal things, but not virginal individuals. Like I prefer someone that's seasoned, I guess, that has a little bit more experience under their belt.
Seasoned, like spicy, like Latinas.
It is National Hispanic Awareness Month. Yes, I do enjoy people from different ethnic racial backgrounds. Yes.
Same.
Yeah. I mean, I don't discriminate when it comes to who I'm sexually attracted to. Like it's a physical and mental thing. It's not so much a race or ethnicity at all. For me.
Work. Same.
So speaking of race, our other cards are my race deck. I really like these. So you have 1, know your history. 2, know yourself. 3, reflect. Like what can you learn from that? What actions can take place? So in going to this part, you want 1, 2, or 3.
What? Wait. What is it?
1's know your history.
2.
2 is know yourself. So it's kind of like a reflection.
Let's do 2. I want to do 2. 1 is such a lonely number.
I think the way I've done this is once turned over, we've done. Oh, we've done 2 a lot.
It's also official, like.
If you'll take a card.
Oh, go fish.
Go fish. What's it say?
This is weird. Is it about sex work? Or is that like me bartending? So I'm just like, you're going to drink what I give you.
That is an odd question.
I mean, there's so many different.
It's like an instructional card on how to play the game.
I know,
So it's
right?
even a game.
Oh, wow. Ooh, that's like very, very like deep. Like,
Ooh. All right, we can start with the first one.
okay.
What are the greatest strengths of the community you work with?
Strengths?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a tough one. I would say,
Oh, I'm ready.
I would say their voices. I would say some of their passion.
Yeah. I would, when I think of that, like the greatest strengths of the community you work with, I think individuals like Korea and Melissa and myself and Jonathan, Marie, like other people in the community who engage on hot button topical issues to bring about awareness or to impact change or movement or something along those lines.
Larry Sharp.
Larry Sharp. I think those individuals like you, what the strength that they have is their ability to work together, that solidarity, that togetherness, and the community building that, they may have an individual task that they're on, but, they lean on other members of the community to support it and to bring it up and bring awareness. And I think that is such a powerful strength that we have as a community, the people that we engage with.
Yeah, I love that answer. It sounds much better than mine. I agree on all those points.
I love that.
Yeah, I would say, I think, Felicia, Heidi Banks, I think that them being so, just kind of not afraid. They're very
so
passionate and they're very, gallant to the things that they want to do. And they're not afraid to go against the grain for something that they believe in. I think there are a lot of people. I would say like Marie Jensen's one of those people.
Yeah.
Definitely Korea. Heidi Banks. Like they're going to stand up for what they believe in and what's right, regardless. I think that's amazing. I think that those are strengths that we need to, as a community, really draw from.
Yeah, I think what I like about Heidi and Felicia, so like those individuals who maybe part of cancel culture or accountability culture or whatever, call out culture, whatever you want to call it. Like there are many forms of protest, there are many forms of ways to bring about change in your community, and they are one of those pillars of that change. Like, they bring about the awareness and they highlight it, and then you have other individuals who step in and take on those roles of being like, well, what can I do now that I've heard this? Well, I'm going to join the protest, or I'm going to do a letter campaign, or, you're going to do something that fits in your capacity and your way to impact change.
Oh my God, we have a special guest.
Hi, Daniel.
Have a seat. So, everybody, this is Daniel. So we are outside on the patio at Woody's. We went up the rainbow steps. So we're not wearing masks. There's a breeze. We're outside. We're good. If you guys would like to wear a mask, that's up to you. I don't want to. But if you do wear a mask, make sure that you speak loudly because there is a lot of traffic and there is some wind, so we want people to hear us. I think this is a good spot real quick to do introductions.
Yeah, I'm Wes with Casey Care, and we have...
I'm Ace from Woody's KC, and we have a special guest today.
I'm Daniel from Wishing Wells Equine Rescue and Rehabilitation.
Yay! We usually just open the show a little bit. We do some games, like ask questions. So we're in the middle of one. Let's ask him.
Yeah. So the follow-up question to the these are know yourself questions. So it's like, what can you do to better yourself, things like that. today, you know, like we're talking about goals. Obviously, wishing well would be like a goal that you set to like start that organization. So the first was like, what are the greatest strengths of the community you work with? And so I said like the solidarity, the togetherness, the ability to support each other and lift ourselves up. They said their
voice, their passion.
Yes, like
Speaking out.
That narrative, sharing it. So the second question was, how can you work with these groups, like your church, your schools, other nonprofits, to engage the community? So that's I think that works, like especially thinking of Wishing Well and the work that they do. So sort of like, how do you engage with the church or with community members to support that organization?
Well, I would say that we open our doors, obviously, to the public. The rescue is ran on our farm, Tom and I's. So we invite the public over. We can get horseback rides. We take donations outdoors. We do pretty much what anybody asks when it comes to Equine. They need help, or they need farrier contacts, or they need vet contacts, or they need references. Like, we're there to help. It's a whole different world.
How long have you been doing Wishing Well?
Wishing Well was established in July
Of this year?
of 2020.
Nice.
We have been rescuing since December 2018, but we were not an organization. We just did a combine, a couple horses every now and then. Now it's a couple horses a month.
Where do you keep all the horses?
Our farm is located in Holden. It's 131 and 50 highway. It's southeast for all the people that don't really know directions.
Yeah. Or what southeast means?
Yeah. We're 25 minutes east of Lee Summit.
I've heard of it.
Hey, I've been there.
So, how many horses did you say you have on the property?
Right now, we have 10 on the property. 4 of those are either involved with rescue or sanctuary. 5 of those are my personal horses, and then we have 2 horses, so that'd be 12 total. Babysitting horses.
Wow. That's a lot. Yeah. I'm like, that's just the horses, and you have other animals too.
Yeah, we have 4 goats, a llama, 2 donkeys.
You should have gone to your place.
Donkeys.
5 dogs.
I love a llama and a cat. You said, did you say a cow?
Oh, ribeye.
No.
We used to have ribeye.
Oh my God, it's called ribeye. And now he is ribeye?
Now it's a ribeye.
He lived up to his name.
Well, when you're mean to senior horses,
You get eaten.
Yeah, you get eaten.
That's how the farm life works. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so we're talking about goals and what that's like to set goals and failures at setting your goals. So when you started, we'll start with you. When you started your organization, like saving horses and rescuing animals.
Well, let's backtrack a little bit. So you kind of grown up on farms. You've always kind of been like partial horses and farm animal and farm life. Like, when did you start really like getting into the horse rescue part? Was that something that just like happened organically when you were a kid? Were you like, I really want to do this? This is something that I want, like, for my future?
So I never grew up on a farm. I grew up in the city limits. My aunt and uncle had a couple of horses when I was a kid. That's where I like to spend my summers. But once that ended, beg my mom for a horse. She could never get it. The day I graduated high school, I moved out and with my now ex-boyfriend at the time. We had horses. And then I went from 2 horses to 7 horses to 8 horses. Then that dispersed, and then finally we bought our new farm in 2018 with Tom, and we just horse fanatic, I guess.
So you always been a horse girl.
Yeah.
Yay! So you and Tom purchased your place in 2018, and you were rescuing horses on your own. Were you working with another organization? Like, how did that, like, where did you set that goal where it's like, hey, I'm working with all these organizations, we have our own farm, enough space to transition into like, you know what, I think that I want to do my own thing?
So we moved in December, and in January I took in, well, actually 2 weeks after, so it was like December 20th something, We took in 2 horses for some friends. They're in very poor condition.
They're friends with the horses.
Oh,
We've rehabilitated both of those.
The friends
as much
with the
as they
horses.
could. Just the horses. We rehomed those 2 horses, and then I went and bought who I have Ditto and Luis now from a good friend, CJ's Rescue. And we worked closely with CJ's Rescue, and I also worked alongside Whiskey Ridge by adopting one of their horses. And that's when I wanted to be a bridge, because a lot of these rescues are like independent. Like CJ's used to rely on CJ's. Whiskey Ridge would rely on Whiskey Ridge. They had people as contacts and references and all of that, but they never had like actual rescues. So I wanted to start my own so I could bridge like Risen from the Ashes in Pleasant Hill. CJ's from New Cambridge, Missouri. Whiskey Ridge is in Green Ridge, Missouri. I wanted to be a bridge to build and use each other as just an empire, I guess.
so how many animal rescues are there in like the Missouri area?
Oh, there's far too many to count.
Okay.
So we started off doing private rescues, so we didn't really advertise for donations, and we were definitely public on Facebook, where what we take in and what we do and how we do it. Once we decided to become nonprofit 501c3, we just open book. Whatever you wanted to ask, whatever you wanted to know. We started gearing up for donations, doing events, softball fundraisers. It's been different.
Yeah, I mean, especially like asking people for money, like, that changes the whole game of like how you approach them, and then it's like, do they think I only want to be friends with them now because I'm asking for money? And like now you're like, can I have a conversation? Like, yeah, it's gotta be really hard.
It's very different. I'm not used to asking for help, but now that we do so many equine, it's like my pocketbook is only so deep, so I have to reach for different businesses and different charities. So like, hey, can you support this? We'll support you. And it's easier to ask for money when you have something to give back, like a tax write-off.
That and like showing people what the money is going to, so they can see and visit the horses or visit the farm and see what impact they're having. So that does make a difference. Like sometimes if you're just donating your funds for like material, you don't really know if you're just paying for the CEO's salary or if it's actually going to the person to help. So yeah, that makes a big difference.
Yeah. I purchase grain almost twice a week.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say that daily. I mean, that's a lot of animals.
I try to make it into as small trips as possible. So like,
Do they deliver? They don't like postmate it for you, or like?
Well,
That's like that could be like another like side business where you could like, hey, I'll go and get like pick up all this grain for you and drop it off and like pay me.
I do deliver hay. A friend of mine that I buy hay from, hey, I have a gal that can't haul hay.
You say hey, Dan. Say hey one more time. Hey.
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 So, does your ranch,
How about that?
does your equine rescue? What about the queer horses? Like, do you identify them, or
Are there gay horses?
are there gay horses?
Hey.
When you have a llama, I feel like llamas are pretty gay. So
I mean, can you ask that in a nonprofit?
I don't know.
You can't ask sexual orientation.
How many gay horses do you have?
How do I identify?
I'm sure there are gay horses.
Oh my gosh, shut up.
That's a big backhoe.
I didn't even think about construction.
I know, I totally forgot. So we apologizing for the loud noise. It'll pass shortly. What?
So when you were setting up to establish a nonprofit, did you set up a game plan or like a goal outline of like how you would do it, or smart goaling, which is like specific, measurable, attainable, relatable, and timely measurements for your goals? So did you
Just gotta fall into place.
I guess it's kind of both. I mean,
Yeah.
I knew what I wanted. Tom knew what I wanted. Ace knew what I wanted. Ace and I talked often. I kind of just told people what I wanted, and they were like, I can do this for you. I can do that. I can do that. So I relied on a huge group to get it done.
Yeah, I think that touches back on the card or the question. You're like, strength of your community, you know, and that speaks to the strength of your community, ability to reach, ask, you know, for help, reach out to other people, and like, how do I do this? Or this is an idea I have. What direction should I go? Yeah, I think that's a really cool thing. Yeah, so that's one way to accomplish a goal. Is set a goal to make it successful. You don't have to do everything in the sense of, you know, making a goals chart. Today, this is what I'm doing. We're calling 5 people, you know, stuff like that. Like, it doesn't have to be as specific as that. It really can be sort of living through and locked in your mind.
Organic.
Yeah. Ace, what about you when you set goals? Have you set a recent goal for yourself? Or
Yeah, I think I'm in day 10 of no drinking any kind of alcohol and no smoking any cigarettes. And if you know me or if you've been in the bar industry, like, you know how difficult it is to not even just take one shot. So,
yeah, one.
Yeah, so it's been 10 days. I feel good.
Yeah.
I'm usually like a hard set, like cold turkey person. Like,
Me too.
and I'm pretty like strong
You like
willed.
cold turkey?
I mean, I do.
I do like cold
I do like cold turkey.
Yeah.
When I say I'm not going to do something, I just don't do it. And I think like I'm just like that little stubborn kid still sometimes that like you can't do it or blah, blah, blah. I'm like, fuck you, I'm still going to do it.
Watch me.
Watch me.
Hold my hair.
So, your goal that you set for not drinking and not smoking, like, why did you pick that?
I think because, well, I mean, I have had a very tough year, and I feel like I just kind of have been going through a lot of change. There was some experiences of trauma this year, as well as everyone else, and I think just a part of like moving forward and growing. You know, I've always kind of like been in and out of therapy a little bit. I think everybody should go to therapy at some point, if not for ever. But like,
Yeah, we
what's good
all
for
have
them?
issues. Talk about
Yeah, and I think, you know, my therapist, you know, I think Sundays, like in the past few weeks or like a couple months, like, I think like I would get up and I'm like, oh my God, it's a win that I'm just not addicted to heroin or like cocaine. But then but I still have a drinking problem and I'm still smoking like 4 packs of cigarettes a week, which is definitely not healthy as well. Just because it's legal doesn't mean that it's good for you. And I think that,
Yeah.
it was just, I don't know, just kind of a progression in the steps that I needed to take to like make myself better and, you know, make things a little bit more clear for me. And it's just a decision that I wanted to make. And if anybody knows me, I make my decisions, whether they're right or wrong, but I always try to follow them through.
Yeah. So when you set that goal for yourself, the build up to it, like did you do that self-talk, like the internal monologue for a couple of weeks, days? Like,
yeah, I think I did for a couple of weeks, and then, you know, just like strangely, like too, I think the few days leading up to it, because I'm not really like, oh, hard day, hard set, hard do this or whatever. And I think that weird on social media, like other people were kind of going through it, and so like they were like posting like, this is the day I'm gonna stop doing this, like stop eating carbs, stop smoking cigarettes, stop doing all these things. And I'm like, so many other people are doing this. Fuck it, I'm just gonna do it like tomorrow and just be like done with it. And my goal is simple, you know, I'm like 30 days. I'm like, if I could do something for 30 days, then I mean, I don't feel like out of the scheme of my 39 years of life, that 30 days is a long time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's something that's not attainable. I think, like, for me too, remembering like short-term goals are always more efficient. So 30 days is good for me. I'm already day 10, so either I'm in day 10 or I have 20 more days left. Yeah. However you want to look at it.
So at the end of your 30 days, did you set a reward for yourself? Did you set?
Yeah, a bunch of cigarettes and booze.
That's what I was getting to. Like, are you gonna buy another pack of cigarettes and open them, or bum a cigarette off of somebody?
No, I don't actually have an end goal. I mean, my 30 days is my 30 days, but like, I'll see how I feel. Maybe I'll decide to go for, you know, set another like 30 days or another 10 days, or like make it, you know, like I don't know how I'm gonna feel.
I think for myself, when I set a goal to stop smoking, this was like over 20 years ago. When my daughter was, when found out my wife was pregnant at the time, and so we found that out. Like, I was like, oh, I need to quit smoking. So just stop smoking. I think it still had like half a pack of cigarettes, and it was like, well, I guess I can just give them to someone. Like, there's always somebody else.
Have some cancer.
Yeah, here, it's yours now.
I love you.
It was a cold turkey thing. I was like, oh, I'm done. So I stopped. And I didn't think of like, this is 20 days smoke free or anything along those lines. I was like, well, I just can't smoke anymore.
Yeah.
And I have smoked, I would say, but I wouldn't say that I like fell off the wagon or anything like that. It would just be a cigar. You don't inhale, but that would be nice. It's like going to a house on fire, breathing in that air is all I can think of. Yeah.
I smoked for 10 years. You said you smoked 4 packs a week. It's 2 packs a day.
2 packs a day?
What made you stop?
Just woke up and said, I'm good.
Yeah.
January
So obviously
7th,
we're all
2019.
like that self-control to be like,
Well,
I'm good.
yeah, like I want to say that too. Like I have a lot of self-control in certain things that I want to do. Like I didn't drink all through COVID. I just, a part of it was just like I wanted to do camaraderie with people that were like, you know, couldn't go out and like couldn't, you know, a part of it was like Woody's was such a safe space for so many people, and for a lot of people in our community, like places like this was their only safe space, you know. And so I wanted to kind of not drink or do anything until those people had a safer space to come back to. I mean, and there is a time too where I moved from one city to another where I didn't think I drank alcohol for like 2 years. Yeah. And I don't think something like that was even a conscious decision. I just never really, maybe the group of friends I was with, the people that I surrounded myself with, just not really those like socially different people. So I didn't really.
Yeah, and I think once I stopped working at the bar, like my level of drinking significantly declined. It's very rare now where I'm like drunk. I can't tell you the last time I was drunk. Like that's.
I can.
Oh yeah, you probably can.
I can tell you the last time you were drunk.
True.
And I can tell you the last time that you were super drunk.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
And I do just because it literally is so rare. So like when it happens, I'm like, oh my god, we got to document this here. I probably even have video or photos of those nights.
I love the picture.
And when I say nights, it's like at 9:30 at night. It's like not even. Like, he can't even make it.
Really dark.
Yeah, he can't make it to midnight. And it's like he's 4 beers in, and I'm like, he's got to go.
Yeah, when you stop drinking, you do get drunk faster. Yeah, that's right.
Your tolerance is a lot.
Yeah, it's completely gone, which is nice to sort of like do that reset where like you don't have to spend as much because 2 or 3 drinks in, and I'm like, okay.
You're doing it wrong. Why would you have to spend your own money?
So coming back to like talking about goals and setting goals for yourself too, and I think this is very important. Like I was just talking to somebody and it was like, yeah, we'll just like pick everything up next month or whatever in November, and they're like, next month's October, and I was like, I'm so like ready for 2020 to be over.
We all are.
The reality is too is that I think a lot of people that set goals, I think that sometimes like they push them to like, okay, so like on Monday I'm gonna start going to the gym, I'm gonna do this. Okay, so like New Year's Eve hits and I'm gonna do this. Okay, like my birthday. Like there doesn't have to be a milestone. You could just wake up like on a Wednesday and be like, you know what? I may have woken up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but you know what? I'm gonna set my goal right now.
Did you just throw an eyelash at me?
No, I have like something in my eye because they're so luscious that it caught like some pollen. That bee. No, that's a bee. Bees are our friends, first of all.
Thank you.
So like there's a few on the patio. If that says anything about this place, I think that is it right there. That it's a nurturing, loving, kind, safer space for even bees who literally give us life.
And bees are attracted to queens.
Yeah.
Queen bees.
Queen bees.
Hence.
Yeah, so goals.
Yeah, I think it's really important that when you like documenting your goals, that's why I've been asking, you know, like, was it just there, like in your mind, or did you write it down or something like that?
Another thing too is like because Tom Tequino, when I told him I really wanted to quit smoking, like I know that you did. I know it's been a while. Like, but, you know, an app. There's a couple of apps that I've downloaded for not smoking, for not drinking. And the apps that I downloaded, I got the pro one of the one that you sent or whatever. So like, not only does it give you updates, there's like a chat group of other people from all over the world that are in it that you can talk to, and then it sets like these benchmarks of like it's been this many days, or like your lungs are at this capacity, or you're doing this, but it like reminds you throughout the day.
Health is, it tells you like how many cigarettes you stopped, like
how much money you saved,
like where your heart rate's at, if you link it to your watch, what your blood pressure has gone down to, not by numbers, but like by miles. It's cool.
That is really cool. That helps keep you on track
and accountable.
Yeah,
and it gives you games. Like if you want to have a cigarette, you're like, oh crap, log on my app. It gives you things to do for you to like get that out.
Keep yourself active. Yeah, that's cool. So when I set goals for myself,
I'm a little old school.
Well, no, I do. I have multiple apps for goals and stuff like that too. But I also, whole full goals for yourself. No. So there is this company called Best Self. Not that I'm promoting any businesses, because you can do this on an app. You don't need a journal to do it. You can just write on a piece of
Unless
paper.
you're watching this and you want to sponsor us, feel free to reach out to us and we'll
Oh my
promote.
God, I would totally promote your stuff if it works. So Ace, like this is a Best Self journal. You're more than welcome to open that.
Is this for me?
And you can use it.
Is this a gift?
It's a gift.
Free gift with purchase?
Free gift with purchase.
Oh my gosh. Also, like, yes, I would say that I'm not very, like what's the word? Like computer sexual, or like tech savvy. Yeah, tech savvy. Yeah, so like, and I'm very like tangible. Like I do have a journal on my nightstand that I write my dreams down and stuff because I have a lot of vivid lucid dreams. I do have like an actual day planner that I write in. You can ask Zach and like, you know, people here that like everything goes in a calendar, everything goes in a spreadsheet, but I also have like a handwritten book that I write stuff in. And I actually call it a Bible. So for every year that I've been here, I have everything that Woody's has done in an actual like thing, and then all the back of the pages, I have every single business card that I've collected that year for the business, and I have like written out notes of like events and parties. So if you ever break into my home and you want to find something great, find books like this, and like it gives you like it all unlocks secrets to everything.
Well, yeah, like how you operate, what you work, what you do.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
it's like
ideas,
drawings, like everything that I sketch out, like it's I'm very
so.
like that.
What I like about the Best Self is you take your goal, whether it be a large goal or a small goal, whatever you want it to be, and they break it down into daily, and then you have weeks, and then months.
Oh, it has habit tracking. I love this.
Yeah, so you really, I mean, it's not like, obviously I don't want all this stuff.
Don't want anybody to know chores.
No, it doesn't matter. It's okay. So you have like, you break down your task, you know, and how you're going to accomplish the goal. You write down your daily, like what worked well this day, what didn't work well this day. So on this book, I was like, I've always struggled with my fitness as far as like sticking to my fitness. Because I really need, especially after when I had my 10 days of quarantine, I'm just stuck in the house in one room, and I'd already looked at everything that we have in that room and read all those books anyway. So I was like, I'm tired of, we've all been Netflixing for the last like 6 months or whatever.
Did you say Netflixing?
Yeah.
I like that.
So I was like, I need to do something that I've failed at multiple times in the past. As far as like accountability, the fitness stuff has always been a theory. Like I've never written any of it down. I just have apps that I use to track workouts and stuff like that. And they go for about 2 weeks. And then I'm off for about like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, months. It just depends, and then I'm back. So I thought, well, if I can do this for 13 weeks and hold myself accountable for a short amount of time, because that is a short amount of time, I can sort of like track, you know, because it helps with your habits and sort of track where my problems are. Where do I start like losing it? So I found over the last 2 weeks that like Thursday is my, like for some reason, like it starts to like my notes are shorter, my descriptions, what I do next, like do I work out the next day? It seems like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday turned into like all one day, and it's like, oh, I might have done one workout. And I was like, some things like you don't, because you just go day by day, you don't like I made that workout, I document that, sort of like you're doing it in your head. So part of that is, you know, like that accountability. Like every night I'm like, okay, I need to journal. I gotta remember to write my daily gratitudes. What did I accomplish today? Did I meet my goals today? I like that mapping out your day, like setting those habits.
I'm a very big like that's the one thing that I do and I have done for the past few years. Every single night when I go to bed, I know that you're supposed to turn off all blue screens. The last thing I do is I'm on my phone and I'm making lists for things that I need to do the next day or things that I want to accomplish. And I write everything down on the list. It could be from like, you know, getting my car vacuumed to returning something at Target or like little things so that, you know, at least number one, I feel productive, and also little things you tend to forget. Like right now in the backseat of my truck, like I have like this t-shirt and sweater that I've literally needed to return for probably 3 weeks that somebody bought for me. Shut up, they will. But also for you, like I know that you're a very busy person. Obviously, you're stretching your time between, you know, Woody's, another job, your own personal like equine rescue, and like your home life with your partner and all the horses. Like, how do you set your goals every single day? Like, obviously, like there are things that you have to certainly do every single day, like feed the animals, water the animals, and then on top of like go pick up stuff, and then make sure that you and Tom have dinner or are spending time together. Like, How do you juggle that? Do you use an app? Do you write it down? Is it head memory? Is it just routine?
Some of it's routine, but I would say that like I do have lists in my phone. It's the easiest thing. Like, my phone's always in my hand. If it breaks, I'm screwed. But I do rely on a lot of other people's help. Like, Ace has been helping me plan the fall festival. He's been getting things in check. If it wasn't for Ace, like, my list would be this long instead of this long. Shit. Yeah. I don't know. It's a lot of my stuff becomes routine unless it's like picking up hay or delivering something. Or when I do events, that's when it's not routine. That's when my daily routine is kind of like, okay, I have to get this done by a certain time. A lot of it's just mental. I feel like people can read my mind sometimes, so they have to remind me that they can't read my mind.
Oh, we're like you just figured somebody was going to do something or accomplish that task for you. Yeah. I thought you were going to feed the horses because I was gone this morning. So.
That's what I wanted to talk about now too. I mean, like, I know that you're married. I know that you have a partner. Like, how does that measure up between, like, you know, the way that you guys mesh together with, like, Christopher having his own life and his own work and his own animals and meshing up to yours, where you guys like can sync up or, like, you know, spend time together? Or do you guys actually have things that you make lists together? Like, on Sundays, we always go, we're grocery shopping at these stores. We have, like, Christopher makes a list. I make sure that we have coupons and money. Like, you know, like, how do you divvy things like that up to make sure that your relationship still really works and you're also, like, helping each other and not just like a big clusterfuck?
Well, I will say that we do not make lists for anything.
Super organic, I get it.
Yeah, super organic, which would fit. We're very organic at home. So actually, this is the first time in.
You said organic?
Organic.
Both.
With COVID, this is the first time in 16 years that I've seen Christopher use any type of cleaning products that weren't organic or plant-based.
Why?
For COVID, like he went out and purchased like Clorox and Lysol, like these like heavy chemically, you know.
So are you saying he has lost faith in his organic cleaning?
No, but I think he was going to make damn sure.
I think he just really loved you and wanted to make sure that he did everything to make sure that you.
Yeah, we had no cross-contamination.
Everyone was safe.
Yeah. So as far as like our routines and getting back in sync with each other, I think in the mornings, like Chris always makes a coffee, and usually there's like some coffee left over from the day before, and I like cold coffee. And so that's my first cup of coffee is like yesterday's leftover coffee. And so that's he usually has it already set up and poured and ready for when I get up, because I usually wait an hour after now, 30 minutes after, it just depends. And sometimes in the morning, like we'll have our coffee together. I sort of like, part of this was like resetting my habits and what my days look like. So we used to spend the mornings together, having our coffee and like having a conversation like what you're doing today and stuff like that. But now our days, at least for while I've started doing this, like my mornings, you know, I'm doing like, started out like the dishes left over from last night that weren't washed, and I'm washing dishes, clean up the kitchen a little bit, and then by that time my pre-workout's kicked in, so I go downstairs, work out, and then I'm ready to like leave, go to work or something along those lines. So it's usually in the evening when we're able to reconnect.
So you guys basically like balance each other. You know? Like there are certain things that he does every day and certain things that you do every day.
Yeah, he's always like takes care of the animals.
You guys have been together for like what, 50 years?
No, I mean it feels like maybe 10, but
maybe 10 or 5 or 2 or newlyweds.
I think we're going on 17 years.
It's, oh my gosh, really? 17?
Yeah,
Congratulations.
17, yeah.
That is a long time. I mean, also, like, let's for Daniel, like, for you and Tom, like, you know, obviously he has his own career, you have your own career, you guys kind of meet in the middle, and also, like, that rescue stand in the middle, but also, like, your home and your family, like, how do you kind of balance those goals? And are there goals that, I mean, obviously, that horse rescue was something that you really wanted, but you can't really accomplish that. I mean, you could without help of other people, but, like, you can't really do that without the help of your partner. Absolutely. So how do you balance that? Like, is that something you both really wanted? Did one of it want it more? Like, how do you make those goals together?
I selfishly, like, I'm the one that wanted the horse rescue. Tom is head over heels, 100% love each other, in love with each other, all that stuff. And he supported my dreams on doing the horse rescue. If he had it his way, we wouldn't have 21 acres, 10 horses, all these animals, and he'd be living in Costa Rica in the middle of nowhere, or Costa Rica and Italy and this and that. But instead,
Tom, whenever you want to get divorced, call me. I'll move to all
Here.
those places.
grounded here with me at the farm and doing the rescue stuff, but still knows that he can still go do the things that he wants and keep on Lake House.
So how does that feel for having him like support your goals? So, like
100%, like makes me feel great. I did the same for him on a smaller scale, I guess.
I would say different scale.
Different scale. He bought the lake house. That's something he wants to go at it. But at the same time, we still have common goals, common dreams of starting a family. So
Well, I'm up for adoption as well.
could you fill out this registration paper, please?
Daddies.
We're gonna have to do an intake evaluation as well.
That sounds fun. Like a casting couch.
Hold us.
Casting couch. We do have like 3 extra bedrooms.
Also,
Oh my gosh.
your couch is so massive. Like when I purchased my home, I'm getting a couch like Daniel and Tom's because it's just like big and it's like you sink into it and like it is
I don't
perfect.
know if you've thought about this, but there are Airbnb experiences. So people purchase an experience to go out and be on a farm to like do that.
Also, I don't know if you know that there are boyfriend experiences too that people purchase to coincide.
We need a ranch hand.
Well, see, you have,
preferably
like,
under 30.
You have extra rooms in your space, so yeah, turning those into like Airbnb experiences. So come out, learn how to like
You could,
clean
and
out a horse shed.
that kitchen is so perfect with like your table and like the cooking and preparing like some griddles or whatever country people do. I don't know. Ham hocks.
Canning apple butter last night. Like,
Oh my god!
Your house would be like a perfect like Airbnb like experience.
something.
And you also just
Yeah,
you
you make a
also
list.
what do you have like hosted a foreign exchange student this past year.
Wow. Yeah, I'd say. I mean, that would be a fun experience. I mean, I can definitely see city urban individuals taking advantage of that.
You definitely to do like even like a weekend retreat getaway.
Yeah.
We have the wooded area. We have like
There's so many
an old
great
playground set up
And
out
there's
there.
so many great photo ops out there.
Mhm.
Actually, For Butterflies Photography. A friend of mine, Kayla Scrimshaw, owns that. She uses my basement, waterfall.
What's her name?
Kayla Scrimshaw.
Kayla Scrimshaw.
Yeah.
Is
For
she on-
Butterflies Photography.
For
That's her
Butterflies Photography. Is it on Instagram or Facebook?
Yeah. She uses it Sundays for like mini boudoir or boudoir. How do you say that stuff?
Boudoir.
Boudoir. Photo shoots. She's done like our cousin in the waterfall, like upside down. She's
Oh
done,
yeah, Jesse.
Yeah. All
That
kinds of stuff.
picture was amazing.
That was so cool. Nice. So, what are some tips or advice that you would give to people watching that have helped you to accomplish your goals?
Tips or advice that I would give to those people?
Yeah, to people who are watching to accomplish their goals. What are some tips you would give?
Stop waiting. Do it today. Do it right now. There's no better time than the present. Like it's never going to be easier on Monday. It's never going to be easier on your birthday. It's never going to be easier on New Year's Eve. Like do it today. If you have a goal, just start today. And I also would say that like you're going to fail a million times. That's just like, that's just part of being human and being like a real life person. But you shouldn't let that discourage you. Just keep moving toward your goals. And whether it takes you 2 weeks to accomplish it or 2 years, like do it.
Yeah.
Because it's your life.
My biggest thing would be rely on your friends and your people. Just talk about it. Your friends, your even people walking down the sidewalk are gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, I have somebody that can write, these things up to get you grants. They can write grants, or this person does taxes, or like, hey, this person does 501c3, different stuff like that. Talk about it. People are in your corner. You don't have to do anything like that alone. And I definitely relied on a lot of people. I still rely on a lot of people.
Yeah.
I'm not tech savvy. at all. I post on Facebook and have to like edit my post 5 times because I've either made an error or spelled things wrong or
I've edited your posts.
it's
I use
wrong.
Grammarly. It's just a keyboard on your app, and it
Sometimes it betrays you.
no, it automatic. It'll go through and tell you. It'll give you a report each week, like how where your spelling issues are. And what
you
should
have
focus
gotten
on.
an F this week.
You
No,
for sure.
I've been getting awards from Grammarly, so it's a fun app to use. Yeah, so you
That's
can
true.
use it to like.
Yes,
I
you
use
do.
it on all my Facebook posts. Yes.
I literally edit every post I put on Facebook.
Yeah,
At
the
least
spelling,
once.
commas, all that stuff.
Heck
Yeah,
with the commas
so
and
good.
stuff. If you're looking for commas and complete sentences, you need to get off of Facebook.
Right. No, I mean you can use it for papers too.
What about you?
I think all of those are great. Like start now. You don't have to wait for a special date or anything like that. The point that's important is when you realize that you want to accomplish your goal and set that goal. That's when you need to start. So start when you think of it. 2, don't be despaired by your failure. Like I don't think of failures or being wrong as a bad thing ever. Like regardless of what you do. I think it's an opportunity and a moment to learn. So, like, I love being wrong. I love making those mistakes because that means I get an opportunity to grow and learn as a person and to fix whatever I did wrong. So, I think I look forward to those opportunities. And failing at a goal just identifies where my hurdle was. So, next time I set that goal, I'm like, well, now I know what to look out for when I'm doing this goal. That what my triggers are, how I'm going to fail, so that you don't fail again.
I think I just want to piggyback a little bit too and let people know that like no matter where you are like in your journey for whatever goals you have set, that like, you know, especially with social media, people are always watching.
Yeah.
And I think that like what really inspires me is when I see like somebody running down the street, somebody that's trying. When I see like somebody, like I went to lunch yesterday, I was waiting for a friend and there was this girl just sitting there drinking a smoothie, reading a book, and it like really inspired me. I was like, I need to start reading more of my books. I need to go run. I need to do this. Like it just kind of reminds people and it lets them know like it's okay to take time for yourself and do things that are short-term goals or do what you want to do.
Yeah. I think identifying that anything can be a goal. You know, like today, your goal could be I'm going to do my laundry today. I'm going to wash it, dry it, fold it, and actually put it up. Like that's a goal, and if you achieve it, like reward yourself. You know, whatever your reward system is.
I'm gonna take a bath today.
I'm gonna fold all the clean laundry that's been on my floor for 2 weeks.
I already worked out. I worked out today. So yeah, I already promised.
I feel like that's what people always think though. Like I'm gonna eat better. I'm gonna work out. Like what's gonna be anything?
They can be
Like
anything.
I'm gonna make it a point today, and I'm gonna message 2 of my friends and be like, "I love you. I think you're great," or set up in a lunch date with one of them.
And I think we stressed on that earlier. We were talking about whole goals, which you missed out on. Is that you can set a goal for anything to accomplish it, whether it's the number of people you sleep with, or you know, you're like, I'm going to use condoms. I'm going to use a condom every time I have sex, and so that's a goal that you can set for yourself. Yeah. Getting tested and talking to other people about it. Those
Or
are all.
volunteering at your local rescues. That's a goal.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Are we gonna just segue right into that?
Casey Pet Project. They take volunteers. Risen from the Ashes, Pleasant Hill. Most of your local pounds will take volunteers.
Mhm.
They have volunteers. They don't put down as many animals anymore.
Wow. I didn't know that. So you have a fundraising event coming up.
It's your first one, right? Your first fall festival.
First fall.
When is it?
October 3rd.
Which is a week from Saturday.
Yes.
Oh
come
wow,
out.
that's coming up
Bring the
fast.
family. Bring kids.
Yeah.
But it's an all day event from
Yeah.
11 a.m. to
7
p.m. and it's all ages.
All ages. We have food trucks. We have vendors selling artwork. I'm doing jams and jellies and soaps in a booth. My sister's selling home decor, baked goods. There's somebody coming out selling masks that they made.
Oh, that's awesome.
There's gonna be stuff for little
Decorating.
kids. There's gonna be a pumpkin patch, horsey rides.
So
Donkey
where can
kissing
people
booth.
find more information out about this event coming up?
Go to Facebook. You can go to my Facebook, Ace's Facebook.
What's the name of the event on Facebook?
Fall Festival for Wishing Well Equine Rescue Rehabilitation.
Which you can also go to Wishing Well Equine
Go to our Facebook and you can
and
find all this.
like the page, follow it.
So just type in like Wishing Well and it should pop up. Okay.
It's shared all over this. If you have not seen it, send me a private message and I'll make sure you get a special link sent right to
Ooh, a special link.
It's gonna be a fun all-day event. All that stuff's gonna be there. We have there's gonna be a lot of stuff for the kids. There's gonna be live DJs. DJ Queen's gonna be there.
Awesome.
DJ Chad Slater's gonna be there. We're gonna set up. I think Stonewall Sports. Jared Horman is lending us some kickball equipment, so we'll play some games.
We have bags.
Bags. We'll play some beer pong. Play flip cup. There'll be a bunch of photo opportunities.
Absolutely.
A bunch of beautiful animals. Everybody will get to see the horses.
Oh my gosh.
So much food.
Yeah.
There will be outdoor porta potties. We'll have sanitizing stations everywhere to make sure that we are.
So is it?
It is an outdoor event, so.
Yeah. Is it free, or do you pay like a fee
Well,
for
there's a
participation?
donation at the door, and then obviously, like you'll pay for vendors and pay for things that you want. And we'll be doing raffles and things. So.
Is it
There's
a
multiple
suggested donation, or do you?
$500.
$5 trillion to get this world out. I'm just kidding. We pretty much take monetary donations, hay, grain, brushes for the horses. Pretty much anything we can do for the equine, yeah.
And there will be a square, so if you don't have cash, you can swipe your card and you can donate money to everything. There will be liquor provided as well, so that's
Can't say there's not a way to donate. We've got just about every way for you to
Yes.
donate. Venmo, PayPal,
cash, card.
Amazon wish
card,
list.
Feltons. We'll do an Amazon wish list. There's tons of ways you can contribute, and it doesn't even have to be you spending money. You can show up and bring 5 of your friends.
The event's basically just to number one, get people out to Daniel and Tom's home/rescue site so they can see the animals. They can understand like what it's all about. Daniel and Tom will speak a little bit, but everybody get to meet each other. Like there's gonna be so many games. It's gonna be so much fun. It really is just gonna be open to all ages. You can bring your family, you can bring your partner, you can bring whoever you want. Your grandmother. Your grandma's gonna be there. She's always there.
Jam and jellies.
Yeah.
There's tons of stuff. There'll be a limited amount of pumpkins out, so get there early. If you want your kids.
Buy pumpkin.
Nice. Well, Daniel, thank you for joining us, and I look forward to having you back to talk more about your equine rescue. I should just say rescue. I hope your event's a success.
Are you going to be there?
Most likely, I'll end up being there.
I think Chris said
he was
Oh,
going.
yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, that'll be fun. All right. Well, thank you guys. Hopefully next week we'll be outside, or we may be in a different space. We're changing it up a little bit to accommodate for COVID. If you have any questions, suggestions, feel free to message us on the page. Be sure to share and like with Facebook on Unboxed and Woody's KC and Wishing Well. Thank you guys.
Were we not watching? Did we have any questions?
No, I didn't have anybody
Oh, cool.
who had any questions. No.
Yeah.
Michael, I am doing better. Thank you for asking.
Aww, me too. Thank you for asking. I'm doing better. Yeah. If you want to be a guest on our show as well, please.
Message us. Yeah, we'd love to talk with you. All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.